friends. In this session, we will be discussing about the arrays. An array is a collection of data elements that are all of the same type. An array has one or more dimensions and up to 2 raised to power 31 elements per dimension. Array in a LabVIEW can be of any type. However, you cannot have an array of arrays, charts, or graphs. Assess each array element by its index. The index is in the range of 0 to n-1, where n is the number of elements in the array. Creating array and indicators. Select an empty array shell from the control array and cluster palette shown here. To create an array, drag a data object into the array shell as shown here. Remember that you must assign a data object to the empty array shell before using the array on the block diagram. If you do not assign a data object, the array terminal will appear black with an empty bracket. Two-dimensional arrays. A two-dimensional array requires two indices, a row index and a column index, both of which are 0 based. To locate an element, the example below is an n row by m column array where n is equal to 5 and m is equal to 7. Here, this represents the 0 element of an array, means the value of this element. To add n dimensions to the array controller indicator, right click the array index display and select add dimension to the from the shortcut menu. The example above shows a 2D digital control array. The for loop and while loop can index and accumulate array at their boundaries automatically. This capability is known as auto-indexing. Here, each iteration creates the next array element. Here, we are having a for loop where the number of iterations are 6. We are having a random signal generator. In each iteration, it will give you one element into the array. After the loop completes, the array passes to the indicator. Notice that the wire becomes thicker here, this one, as it changes to an array at the loop border, that the terminal contains square brackets here, this wire. If you need the last value passed to the tunnel out of the loop without creating an array, you just disable the auto-indexing. Here, the auto-indexing is disabled by right-clicking the tunnel and selecting Disable Indexing from the shortcut menu. You just notice the wire here. It is a thinner wire and this tunnel, its appearance changes. LabVIEW enables auto-indexing by default when you wire an array into or out of for loop. But by default, LabVIEW does not enable auto-indexing for while loops. Creating two-dimensional arrays, you can use two for loops, one inside the other, to create a 2D array. Here, we are having the iterations 6 for the inner loop and iterations 4 for the outer loop. The inner loop will give you the columns while the outer loop will give you the rows. When you enable auto-indexing in an array entering a for loop, the LabVIEW automatically set the loop iteration count to the array size, thus eliminating the need to wire a value to the count terminal n here. However, If you will wire the value, then it will take the least of the two values. For example, if we are having an array size of 10 and we have connected an iteration here as 100, then the loop will run for 10 times. Array functions. LabVIEW has many functions to manipulate arrays which are available in the functions palette and arrays subpalette. The first one is the array size. If you want to find out the size of an array, we are having a function known as array size. Here the input array is connected and at the output we are having the size of the array. Here in this particular case, 4 elements of an array are there and the output is 4. Each element records a number of elements in each dimension. If you are having 2D array, then we are having number of columns and number of rows at the output. The next one is the initialize array. It creates an array of dimensional size elements containing the element value. Here we are having two inputs. One is 4. The second one is the dimension size. It means the dimension size of the array should be 3 and each element must have a value of 4. Build array concatenates multiple arrays or appends elements to an array. You can resize this function to increase the number of inputs. Here this function can be increased. In this case we are having an array 732 and we just want to append a element 4. We can append in this way, build an array. The inputs to the build array function automatically adjust to the element or array input depending upon what data type you wire to them. If it is array, it will be array. If you will having the element, it will be of element. Or if you are having Boolean array, it will be of Boolean array. In this example, the top diagram shows when you wire two arrays to the input terminal. If you will concatenate, here you just go and right click and select the concatenate array. It will be of, the output will be of this type. Array subset. If you want to extract any particular subset from an array, you have to define the array index from where you just want to extract and what should be the length of the array you just want to extract. Here in this case we just want to extract from 2, 0, 1, 2 means from this point and continuously 4 points 7, 3, 2 and 5. Correspondingly output is 7, 3, 2 and 5. Index array. Access an element of an array. If you want to have a single element, then the index is 2. We just want to extract this particular element. The output is 7. You can also use this function to slice off a row or column of a 2D array to create a subarray of the original. Here we just want to extract a particular row. This is row 0, this is row 1. We just want to extract this one here. If you want to extract a column, just connect here. If you wire both row index and the column index, then a particular element will be extracted. Polymorphism. The LabVIEW numeric functions are polymorphic in nature. This means that the inputs to these functions can be different data structures, scalar or arrays. Here we have shown if you are having 5 plus 2, the output is 7. If you are having scalar plus array, the output will be, this will be added to each and every element. If you are having array plus array, the corresponding elements will be added up. If you are having array plus array but of the different size, then it will contain the size of the least value. Means here we are having 3 elements and in this we are having 4 elements. This particular The output for this particular array will be 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 1 plus 8. The output will be of 3 elements. There are many more functions for array manipulations which can be explored in the lab. Thank you.